I'm going to read the opening to my memoir in progress, and I want to offer a content warning that there is sexual violence and colonialism. So just violence. Puerto Rico is the smallest island of the Greater Antilles and the largest island of the smaller or Lesser Antilles. She's stuck in the middle, like me. Boriquen has been colonized twice in the past 526 years. First by the Spanish in 1493, then by the United States in 1898. She thought the Americans would save her from the Spanish. I, too, have been colonized. Like my island, I have not belonged to myself. Like my island, I have trusted an outside power to save me. I was born after 500 years of steal a land and rename it Boriquen, Borinquen, San Juan Bautista, Puerto Rico, El Estado Libre Asociado de Puerto Rico, as if finders keepers were a real thing, as if a new language spoken to an old body will erase it, as if history were longer than memory. But my body remembers a legacy of rape and murder, a legacy of slavery, a legacy of survival, a legacy of what is yours is not yours. We pass our trauma down because the gold is long gone. I drank it with my mother's milk. I drank it with my mother's milk before they told her it would kill me. My ancestors killing for their lives. My ancestors dying at the hands of my ancestors. My European textbook didn't tell me Tainos and Africans joined forces against the Europeans. My body finding common ground, a common enemy inside itself. The truth is, white people have been lying to me about me all my lives, and now I am about 80% white. You can pass with an 80. You can pass with less. The truth is, some Tainas committed suicide so as not to give birth to the children of rapists, yet here I am, the child of rapists. Were the rapists Spanish, English, French, Belgian, Dutch? Were the raped women African and Taina? Were the rapists white? Were the women brown? Is my lover white? Am I brown? Do I 80% lie to myself about myself? Calladita te ves más bonita. That's what everybody says. That's the whole instructional manual for a Puerto Rican girl. I grew up a quiet child in a culture of silence. My older brother is a terror. Boys are allowed to be to a certain extent, but he really pushes it. I try hard to be perfect. I try hard not to complain. I grew up a pouty child in a culture of, I'll give you something to cry about. I learned to pick my battles. My parents fight all the time. My brother is merciless. I end up crying whenever we're alone together. I'll cry again if he gets in trouble. He's mean to me for my own good, he explains. Men are scary. I will be scarier. That way, you won't fear anyone but me. He is 7 years old. When my sister is born, I learn responsibility. I will do anything to protect her. I learn to endure. I learn to hide in my bedroom closet, in the air conditioning vent, in the pantry. I am 4 years old. Papi and I pray together every night. He is devoted to the Virgin Mary, so am I. I pray to her to make me good, to make me better, to keep the people I love safe. Every night I run through the list of names until I fall asleep. If I skip one, I start over. I try not to imagine the tragedy that will befall if I forget one, but I can't help it. I imagine car accidents and house fires, stabbings and heart attacks. I believe in the power of my prayers. I don't ask Mary to keep me safe. There's only so much you can ask for. There's only so much she can do. Mommy tells me not to take what my religion teacher says literally. She says the priest tells stories, not the absolute truth. It is too late to believe her. We go to Catholic school. We go to Mass every Sunday. I know I must suffer on earth to be rewarded in heaven. I know women should suffer in silence. I am suffering. I don't have language for what is happening, but I have faith. I have respect for my elders. I kiss all the adults hello goodbye. I give every hug I'm asked for. I sit on every offered lap. I smile when told to smile. It is like being in church. I stand, I kneel, I reflect on my sins. At meal times, I always serve the men first. I serve the men. I don't say no. I don't say no. I try to be good. One day I'll be rewarded. I know I'll never be good. I am too dirty, too sinful, too bad, but I try. I try. I try. Mommy says, promise me you'll stay a virgin until you're 18 or in love. I promise. I am 14 years old, just like the Virgin Mary when she gave birth to Jesus. At 14, I don't remember the frequent UTIs that started when I was 4. I don't yet know about the scarring deep inside me or that my chronic pelvic pain is most likely due to nerve damage. All I know is that it's an easy promise to make. I'm not interested in sex with boys. I learn if I speak to them a certain way, soft, add a giggle. Look at them a certain way, a quick glance down and then back up, lashes first. I can make them do whatever I want. I can make them do whatever I want except stop. Mejor puta que lesbiana. Mommy asks, how do you know if you haven't had sex with a man yet? Mejor puta que lesbiana, mejor puta que lesbiana. I want to ask, how do you know if you've had sex with a man? Mejor puta que lesbiana, mejor puta que lesbiana, mejor puta que lesbiana. I don't want you spending time with that girl anymore. Mejor puta que lesbiana, mejor puta que lesbiana, mejor puta que lesbiana, mejor puta que lesbiana. You broke your father's heart. I straighten my curls. I straighten my act. I shave my legs every other day. I don't wear pants when leaving the house with Papi. He doesn't want anyone to suspect. I have so much to be ashamed of. If I act like a sinvergüenza, that shame is not mine alone. It brings shame on my family. I go to an American high school on the island. Except for Spanish class, my whole day is in English. I travel to the United States. I learn I'm a spick. I learn I'm a dyke. I learn my people are welfare-seeking criminals. Unless I make a conscious effort, I pronounce shame as shame. Shame is good in the colonized. Even better if they can't pronounce it. Like my colony, I do not belong to myself. My body belongs to the empire. My thoughts are treason. Like my colony, I am stripped of resources in order to survive. I am here but for the pleasure of others. Like my colony, I blame myself for my history. I don't learn the word consent until I'm 25 years old. In July of 2017, I wrote a letter to my family, friends, and acquaintances detailing my experiences of sexual abuse and incest. The letter was a reckoning. I didn't send it. I was waiting for my grandmother to die. When my grandmother died that August, I didn't send it. I would have to be a monster, I reasoned, to do that to my family in the middle of their grief. That September, Hurricane Maria struck my island. The feeling of betrayal that algo con ese nombre nos haga tanto mal, Santa María, líbranos de todo mal, ampáranos, Señora, de ese terrible animal, being part of the young professionals who left the island, but I didn't mean to, but I didn't know, line in the sand. Where were you when Maria? When all the sand came in from the shore, when the asphalt became salt water, when the statues tipped over, art is not enough for survival. You left to be a poet. Mija, ¿con qué se come eso? Colón not tipping over. When I saw that upright statue, I laughed for the first time all day. The added burden on those who stayed to reassure those of us who left, bailing out water from your living room with one hand, typing a message with the other. We are safe, the roof does not matter, the trees, the car. We are okay, the building is shaking, my hand is shaking, a window just shattered, it's fine, we're fine. Go about your day, we love you too. I can't sleep while my island suffers. Our island has been suffering over 500 years. I have been asleep. Despierta Boringano, han dado la señal. I internalized so much. Off the island, we plaster our flag everywhere. It gets so loud when we recognize each other. It's tacky, I grew up thinking. Off the island, Puerto Ricans are so tacky. They made me hate my own people out of shame. ¿Quién soy si no soy mi gente? ¿Quién soy sin mi gente? We plaster our flag everywhere so they can't pretend we aren't here. We get so loud so they hear us. We are here, proud when they would have us disappear. It is not tacky the way we claim our existence. It is tacky to tell us to speak English, that this is America, as if America weren't a land they stole, as if America weren't a girl sitting behind me in third period, hands folded on our desks as we learned Columbus discovered us, as if America weren't a dream they made up so they could withhold it. July 2019. The streets are dry now, but my people flood them. Despierta de ese sueño, es hora de luchar. For the second time in as many years, my body is going through the motions in the mainland United States, while all of my attention is on what is happening back home. I did not think a revolution would happen in my lifetime, but it feels imminent. My body's revolution is. Thank you.